What's good, 99 Dream family? We back at it, episode 36 of the 99 Dream Journey. My name is Julian Taliaferro. You already know we coming again with another weekly business update, lessons for the week, and topic for the day, which is the mountain. And my background is a little bit different today. I'm actually in the office at the co-working space where we have the startup program. But with that out the way, I'm gonna just jump right in with the quote for this week, which is plan for tomorrow, but live for today. And this is a quote from Aaron Chavez. And to me, what this quote meant and what he was trying to get across was just to not think too long term because sometimes you can get overwhelmed when you're in a process. Sometimes you just need to focus on the short term, focus on today. What changes can you make today? How can you be better today? And plan for tomorrow so you can make that 1%, 10%, 20% increase in productivity or efficiency the next day and continue that cycle on a day to day basis. So that's the quote. I think it's a good one because sometimes when we think too long term, think a year ahead, a couple months ahead, or just a month ahead, it can be somewhat overwhelming. But that's the quote, plan for tomorrow, but live for today from Aaron Chavez. And now I can get into my business update. So I first just want to highlight the startup program that I'm in and talk about what we have learned on a week to week basis and start with week one, then go to week two. And today on Monday is actually the start of week three. So I'm excited to see what we're going to learn this week, but I want to recap week one and week two. And to begin, week one, we were focusing more so on building out our value proposition for our ideas and building out our business model canvas. So when it comes to the value prop, it was about specifically how are you going to serve your customers, how are you going to serve your clients. Like I personally have an idea that I think is maybe, I think it's a really good idea, right? But I still have to key in on what is a specific value proposition, niche down to a specific target market, target customer, and see if I'm really serving their needs, right? If I'm really fixing their problem. And if not, then I need to dive a little bit deeper and do more customer surveys, more customer interviews to see if I can really fine tune my value proposition to give them something of value. And then the business model canvas is just more so an overview of your entire business, which may include things like the revenue strategies for your business or how you're going to reach your customers, your clients, what channels will you go through in order to do that, what are the biggest qualms in your business, what may frustrate you the most, what may be easiest, right? So kind of like an overview of your business, things that you need to get ironed out, and like a bird's eye view, for example. So that was week one, figuring out our value proposition in the business model canvas. And then week two, we were focused on prototyping, right? So we could have something physical and real in order to show our clients or our customers when we do our customer interviews. So I was able to create somewhat of a mock website through a program called WorkZen, and I'll probably link it in the description as well. And then also, I was able to build a prototype and figure out what I would want my e-commerce platform to look like and kind of the flow for the client as they move through, the process of my service. And I made that through Visibly, and I'll probably link that as well. But being able to work on prototyping was necessary for me to really figure out, do I have something that a client could see through to the end? Are there any hiccups in my flow of the process? And then if there are, I need to iron those out. So that was week two. And like I said, I'm excited for week three. I'm not sure what we're going to learn this week, but everything I've learned has been amazing so far. And I've just been trying to continually implement it and build out my idea the best I can to have a successful business. So that is the 0 to 1 program. Secondly, I want to talk about my Amazon FBA and the product that I have. So, honestly, I still haven't been able to find that much time to think about it and figure out what are the other avenues that I'm gonna sell out this product. Honestly, I've been somewhat like procrastinating, and I think it's just because I know I'm exiting. This business endeavor. So I've kind of been pushing it off, just waiting until I get into San Antonio. But I do know that this week I'm going to have to start calling around to different stores in Miami to see if they would want the product that I have. Because I have all the inventory at my house, I feel like it would be easy instead of just trying to transport all of it to San Antonio, see if I can make a couple of calls to some stores in Miami that would utilize my product and see if I could sell it off to them for a reduced price and just get it off my hands, right? So we'll see. There's a couple of stores that I have in mind to where I could possibly sell off this product. So I'm gonna make the calls. If not, I might not be able to sell it. Then it's just gonna be packed up with me on the way to San Antonio. But and then when I move to San Antonio, I'm just gonna try to list it on every site possible. So that's what I'm looking at on the inventory side of the product that I have, which I was intention to do for Amazon FBA. But now with that out the way, I want to get into my lessons for the week. So the first one is just that after every disappointment, there is always a success. So I'm going to tap back into this lesson a little bit later on as I get into my topic for the episode. But, in general, after every failure, there's always a success because you learn something from the disappointment. And if you don't stay in that mode of failure, of disappointment, and if you see the positives of it, then you're gonna keep moving forward and you'll find something of success after that. So that's the first lesson. And then the second lesson is just that good energy is infectious. So I have two examples for this. The first one is I was actually able to be a guest on a podcast yesterday from my guy Martino Serafini, and it's such an honor to be invited as a guest on a podcast in the first place. But being able to be on that podcast and just feel his good energy, the moment I met him, I could tell that he had that, and it was infectious, and you could just feel the vibrations, right? So I say that to say just that good energy, it can transfer from person to person, and you need to be around that constantly. And then even as I'm in this co-working space around all these founders, I think I said last episode 116 founders in this program, that energy is infectious and you need to be around it because it's motivating and it is inspiring, and good energy leads to more good energy to more good energy. So that's the lesson. Good energy is infectious. And then also on the Martino front, in terms of the podcast, he's going to be launching it pretty soon. So when it drops, I'll definitely let y'all know to go and check that out. Then he also has a YouTube channel right now with his fiance as well, Shabrina, and it's fire. I checked out a couple episodes, so y'all should go tap into that as well. I'm gonna put the link in the description for that YouTube channel, and it's called Beyond the Beach. So check that out. But second lesson is just that good energy is infectious. So to recap, the first one is after every disappointment comes a success, and the second one is be around good energy, right? Because it's gonna transfer and it's gonna move right to you. So with my lessons the week out the way, I can now talk about my topic, which is the mountain. So this I want to talk about because I had a couple of emotions this past week in terms of my startup as I was kind of building it out. And it's because I truly do believe in my idea and I think I found something, but I don't have all the details yet. And I'm know I'm missing some pieces, right? And this uncertainty left me somewhat distraught. And I kind of hit like a sort of reality check where I realized that my idea at this moment like wasn't good enough, and it wasn't that I thought that my idea was perfect already or that it didn't need any work. I know I needed to flesh out the idea, and that's why I joined the program, right? So I can continue to build. But it's one thing to look up at the mountain when you're at the bottom, but it's another to begin climbing up the mountain and then really understanding how long of a process, how grueling it's gonna be, right, to get to the top. So, like I said, I think it was just kind of a reality check, and um, for me, I just know that I just need to keep moving forward, right? Continue taking it day by day and just continue building on my idea. And for me, that's through the form of more customer interviews and customer surveys to see if I can really pinpoint a specific problem with the solution that I have. And then is also combined with the fact that this past week I started doing more in-depth competitor research and more market research, and I was seeing how some how big some of these other competitors are and seeing their offerings. And then in my mind, I was kind of starting to compare my idea and then see how, mine would fare against their idea or what they already have going on. And it kind of like, I was feeling a little bit, competitive, but it was like David and Goliath because I was looking at how big these companies are. But I realized that I'm not building a company to compete, right? I'm building a company to solve a problem. I'm building a company to solve a need that these companies are not solving, right? So at the end of the day, there is no pressure because I'm building something that the world needs and something that can add to my client, my customer's life, right? I'm building something that they need, right? So it's kind of like a change of mindset, and instead of looking at it as I'm building a business, but looking at it as I'm building something of value, right? That these customers will want to implement in their lives and want on a day-to-day basis. So that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like I'm at the point where I know it's a good idea, but I'm missing a couple pieces of the puzzle. So, you know, I just have to continue to find pieces here and there, see if it fits. If it doesn't, throw it out, get a new one, right? And continue that process until I get that full puzzle figured out. So I just want to tie that back into the first lesson of the week and say that I was feeling that disappointment through the week, but I ended up, being able to somewhat gather myself at the end of the week and then move forward and find pathways on how I can differentiate my idea and just grow. So that is the topic, the mountain. And next steps for me are just to continue in the program and then call stores around Miami to see if I can sell off my products. So that's it for this week. So, all right, let's get it, y'all. Going to achieve your 99 dream. And it's 99 dream because you are going to achieve your dream. And it would be 100%, but nobody and nothing is perfect. So you can achieve 99% of that. And let's go and let's get it.